I would like to extend a warm welcome to Tanushri Mishra, the People Director of India and Southeast Asia at AB InBev, our title sponsor. Tanushri currently leads the People HR function for AB InBev in India and Southeast Asia and has been with the company for more than 4 years. At AB InBev, Tanushri has held key positions, including the Rewards Manager for India and Southeast Asia, Associate Director for Talents and Rewards, and People Head India. Tanushri was also instrumental in the integration of business entities. She's motivated by challenges and easily bored by the status quo. She's a big believer in working in an organization that resonates with one's own values. With around 11 years of experience in human resources, Tanushri has been associated with leading chip companies across geographies in various capacities. Prior to AB InBev, Tanushri held key positions at Network 18, Jaguar Land Rover, and Tata Motors. She holds an MBA in Human Resources from the Goa Institute of Management, along with a bachelor's degree in mathematics, Delhi University, cooking, and exploring new places. With that, I'd like to please welcome Tanushri to the stage.
Hi, Nusha. Thank you very much. And thank you to all the 100 plus participants in this meeting, and very excited to have all of you hear about what we're doing at AB InBev. And I think much before that, what's leading us to get us there, right? So my name is Tanushri. As Anusha has already introduced, I have the privilege of leading the people team for India and Southeast Asia for our colleagues across India and all the regions in South Asia, plus Vietnam, Thailand, and some of our big businesses in Laos and Cambodia. I think if we forecast what's coming for us next couple of years, by virtue of the society we are in, by virtue of the businesses we are developing, goes without saying the number one thing that is going to be a key differentiator is going to be talent. This is as cliched as it gets, but it is as true as it has ever been. We've had many generations who've stood before us to fight the good fight for diversity and inclusion. And today, where most people identify themselves in a category that even did not form part of joining forms, this is a revolution much needed. It's a revolution waiting to happen, and I'm very happy to be part of this journey for not just our organization, but along with partners like Pride Circle, and make an impact that goes just beyond the small realm that we are in. I think if I look back at our journey, with AB InBev, we started with the D&I journey like everyone else, focusing on gender. And there are a lot of learnings from making an inclusive workplace for genders. And everything that we did there has been a huge impetus for what's, paving the path for colleagues who are looking to work with us from underrepresented groups that not just cover LGBTQ plus, but also all our colleagues who are differently abled. And we believe that we want to create a workplace that stands the test of meritocracy for everyone and is absolutely fair. And it's, while it is much more easier said than done, the bigger things that we want to achieve through this is that whether it's me or anyone else in our colleagues, when we enter the workplace, we are treated equally, we have equal opportunity for all things, starting with basic work environment, having the right kind of support with our colleagues, as well as the next level is being able to come to yourself as a full individual and not having the burden of shying away, not having the burden of hiding who you are. Because it's my true belief, as well as the belief of our organization, where if you're not able to be yourself 100%, we cannot help you to achieve your full potential. And I think the liability of that, the responsibility of that lies with the organization. We want to start with a work environment that is absolutely fair, absolutely equitable, and where we do not tolerate any kind of injustice or impartial behavior. So that's the bedrock of our D&I journey, where our commitment is very well known to our colleagues. Our ways of working are well known to our colleagues, where we we're starting with all things recruitment, taking over on all things that we're talking about when it comes to promotions, when it comes to representation in leadership groups, is purely on someone's talent and has nothing to do with their background. We've tried with many things, even when we were looking at the gender problem, on what is the best way to achieve this. And what we've summarized is very simple. I think one is to be as fair as possible in our work environment where every manager is committed to D&I. So we do a very strong feedback mechanism where we check how our managers are on the diversity and inclusion metric, and in fact in this case inclusion before diversity, where we can enable our colleagues to be themselves, to be truly themselves, and then to truly realize their full potential. The second thing, while it's a great idea to have all managers come on board, is to have a framework that allows all our colleagues, despite their background, to feel comfortable. So be it in a physical work environment or virtual work environment, be in the kind of infrastructure that we have, safety mechanisms that we have, where we have to invest and doubly invest, such that most people who are interested to work in a company like ours have absolute comfort with all safety protocols, with all mechanisms that are allowing them to do their job without any limitation. With for example, just a short example, with our women colleagues, we faced a little bit of challenge when it came to how will they go. We are a beer company, so a lot of our colleagues need to go to the trade. We need to go to pubs and restaurants, which are a huge part of our business, and a few parts of our country are not exactly safe. So how do we give a work environment to us? And the same can be applied for our other colleagues who have the same challenges. A very big aspect of when we look at ourselves becoming LGBTQ plus workplace, a preferable employer, I think the biggest one was to identify problems that are unique to these groups. The first thing that we did was relook at our policies. A lot of policies were unfortunately dated, where we were also living in a world where a partner can only be a husband or a wife. So that's the first thing we changed in all our policies, whereby all of benefits that we were giving to marital spouses, we transcended them to spouses. That word was changed to partners, and that was the first step that we took. Then there were very visible medical needs. So our medical insurance policy did not allow for partners to be covered or for certain treatments to be covered. We changed that. We ensured that any colleague who needs any particular medical need, that is by virtue of being in the LGBTQ community, we ensure that we play a big part in making them feel comfortable, and if we need to support them financially, we are committed to do that. The third thing that we've done, which which is something that our colleagues really appreciated, was all things around maternity and paternity. Those are the words that we used to use, and now we've moved on to being the same benefit that we're giving for primary caregiver and secondary caregiver. So the primary caregiver gets as much as any adoptive parent would get, despite whatever gender they belong to. So we believe slowly as the society is evolving, our colleagues are evolving, we have to be at the cutting edge, and this is just the beginning. It's a scratching of the surface, but each year we have a diversity inclusion committee that is formed by employees themselves, where they really provocate on what should be the next big thing that we should be working on. And we're very proud that slowly we're building on that. And today we stand as a strong employer who's not just committed but is taking actions in that direction. And I look forward to the Pride Circle and all their insights to let us know what we can do better, how we can make ourselves not just a very good employer, because we've come a significant way. But I think there's so much more to do. This is just scratching the surface to be fair, equitable, and a very, very empowering workplace. And I look forward to this conference to give us insights, to tell us what we need to do. And we're fully committed to land the part and be not just a good employer for LGBTQ plus colleagues, but also the best employer that we can. So very excited to have all of you share your views, share your inputs and your comments on what not just AB InBev is doing, not just what industries are doing, but what is needed to make this a real success in the workplace.